Hi everyone, it's Emma. Welcome back to Mobile Photography Workshops. This is week 6 and it's going to be our last week. So I hope you've all been having a good time, enjoying some outdoorsy photography, some indoorsy photography. I'd love to see any of the pictures that you've been creating using all the techniques that we've learned over the past 5 weeks. If you've got any cool portraits from last week, that'd be really cool to see. So this week we're going to be moving on from basically the rules, I would say. Taught you all the rules. I've taught you how to take cool portraits, cool landscapes, beautiful pictures of nature, or cool reflections from inside your house, how to create scenes. But this week we are going to do abstract photography. So that just basically means that it can be anything that you want. You can use all of the rules that we've learned. You can throw them all out of the window and do whatever you want. But I'm going to show you how I get really cool abstract pictures using our phones. And we're going to be playing around with colour. We're going to be playing with shapes and textures and just seeing what's around us and how we can photograph it in an interesting way. And yeah, stay tuned. So we're going to start as we always do, which is with clean lenses. It's our favourite thing, clean lenses. That means we're going to get the sharpest pictures, best captures of colour, details, all the things that we're going to be wanting for our abstract photography today. Now, a lot of this will involve close-up photography, so you're going to want to make sure that you're tapping the focus points to make sure that it's staying in focus, obviously, but nice and sharp and that the right things in focus. Now, with abstract photography, I mean, where do you start? Because you can do absolutely anything you want. So since we're all in a lockdown and a quarantine and all that madness, why don't we just start with things that are around the house? So you can find anything that's got an interesting shape or a pattern, nice colours. If you've got something with really cool textures, just grab it and then play around with angles, taking pictures from different perspectives. You could try doing reflective work. You could try, how we're like holding things in front of the lens to use it as a filter or frame. You can use all of the things that we've learned over the past few weeks and apply them to this in the most creative and crazy ways that you want to. So in my house, I've just got, and I'm very, very pleased with them, cactuses. How cute are these? They're dead cute, that's how cute. So they've got amazing textures, cool little colours, some nice flowers coming through. And this one's got little red spindly bits. So I'm just going to use those for a few pictures and have a bit of fun and see what happens with it. That's the thing with abstract photography. There's no this is right, this is wrong, really. It's very subjective. It just means it's whatever you like. If you like the look of the picture, if you enjoy that, then go for it. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how I like to take pictures and using all the different perspectives and angles. So let's have this fella in front of us and I'll hold him up so you can see. But I would just put my phone, where are we? Can you see? There we go. Like right over the top, or maybe like this. I might get him silhouetted by the sun. Let's try that now actually. I'll show you the picture that I'm going to take. Now, if you've got some fun shapes, you can have them out of focus as well. I'll show you how that works with this one. So I'll pop those pictures up now so you can see what I've taken. And that was what, 10 seconds or something like that, and cool pictures. So I just wanted to play around with these spindly bits that were coming out almost like stars. So when it's blurred, they look thicker and they could be anything. I really enjoy filling up the photo with texture or pattern or whatever I'm taking a picture of. so that you can't really see the edges. Maybe you wouldn't know straight away what it was. So if you're taking pictures really close up like that, try and completely fill the frame. So this is our frame here. Just completely fill it up with whatever it is so there's no edges. And see how you feel about that as an image, and then you could try one with the edges in it, try it in different light, different settings, different backgrounds behind it. You know, you can set up anything you like and have a play around. So that's with the cactuses. Maybe we'll do this one next because he's dead cute as well. And I'll take some cool pictures of him, and then maybe I'll show you some behind the scenes of how I created it. So maybe I'll have me in the background too. What do I like? Maybe I like him right on top. I'm just going to pop him down for a sec. So you have to keep tapping the camera, because when you get him really close like this, they're not going to enjoy focusing. So you might have to tap it a few times like I am now. Right, so I like this. I'm going to just pop the brightness up a little bit now. And I'll show you those pictures. So what we created there is two different angles, different patterns, different shapes. I upped the brightness a little bit on the second one because I wanted the white of my windowsill here to be really bright. And also when you're shooting downwards, if the shape is like around, I'll just show you. So if I'm shooting downwards into him, no light's going to get into there because all of these bits around it are going to block the light out. So I upped the brightness so that I could get some nice details and textures in the middle there as well. So now we're going to go on a bit of a house hunt and see what else we can find to take some cool abstract pictures. Come with. Okay. We haven't even left the office yet, and I have found fun things to photograph. So I wanted some bright colours, maybe some weird shapes and things, and I have found these, which I use in paper crafting workshops, which I also teach. So they're paper crafted bookmarks. You can also make bracelets. Oh my god, how fun. But what I decided to do was a nice cool close-up, just getting the sort of stripy braided pattern. But I wanted the contrasting colours and the blues next to each other. So I've popped them down on a nice flat surface. Then I held my phone completely over the top and then just played around with how much I wanted in the shot until I liked it. And then I got this cool shot. I like that a lot. And then I jumbled them all up to see if I would enjoy different shapes and movements and patterns going through, and I took a few different shots there just to play around. So that's another thing you can do. If you've got coloured paper, you can shred things up. If you've got anything bright or with little patterns or shapes, grab them, lay them down, create a little setup, and then get some cool pictures. So that's nice and bright. Maybe I'll... Ooh! See? Look, even that. I'm quite enjoying that. Let's do something with that now. So I've got two colours sitting at the bottom. I'll show you the setup now. So just like this. Then I'm going to take a fun picture because I kind of want it to be framed. Maybe I'll play around with them a bit, put them a bit closer. You're probably going to need things a little closer than you actually need them to be. Cool. And then I took this picture. How sweet is that? So next I think we're going to go and look for some fabrics. It could be cushions or bed sheets or throws, pillows, anything that you've got, maybe if you've got toys or anything like that with a cool pattern and things like that, and we'll get some cool close-ups and see what we think. Okay, so we found our next prop, which is this bad boy. Look at all those colours, all that different texture, and this is the kind of angles we're going to be playing around with. If we hold it flat like that, I mean, it's kind of cool and it's swirly and it's got all these thready bits, but as soon as you hold it that way, kind of at a different angle, you can see all the textures of the wool. It's just a bit more of an interesting abstract picture. And then when you're doing it really close up, you can't really tell what it is other than a fabric. So I'm gonna take some cool pictures of these, this even, and then I'll tell you how I did it. So I flipped my phone upside down so the camera was basically sitting into the pillow, and that just gives me a really good shot straight along the fabric, picking up all the textures in the different positions. And then I played around with taking some in landscape and some in portrait just to see what colours picked up or what the textures were. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use is this postcard that is from my grandma. Hey grandma, if you're watching, you're not because you don't have the internet. But it's nice and shiny and I liked the flowers and I wanted to see if I could get something reflected in the flowers, capturing both. So I've held it up to the light and as you can see it's reflecting the window frame. So I played around with a few different angles, like tilting it like this just to get the gloss hitting the light just in the right spot, and then I captured these pictures. So the next thing I found that we're going to use are some colouring pens, but I'm going to try and place them in a fun order or something so that we don't really know what they are, maybe straight away, or just to get some cool stripes or colours. Not exactly sure, I'm just going to play around. So I've got a white piece of paper just in the window, so we've got some cool light and a nice plain background, and then I'm gonna pop these down. Hopefully they won't all fall into each other. Oh, there you go. Oh! Like that. Oh. Trial and error, guys. Trial and error. Okay, next up is a shower curtain, which doesn't sound very interesting, but it's got some cool patterns on it. And we can control some cool waves like this. So if things aren't working, I'm just going to move that into the shot and maybe hold it at this angle, put my camera really close up. So the next thing I've spotted is this houseplant, and it's got really cool leaves, so I'm going to tilt my phone downwards like this and try and fill up the screen. Do my little focus points. I might make it a bit darker. Like that. Downstairs I had this starry bag and I decided to see what kind of pictures I could get with it. So I took this one just of the bag, but then I decided to use a vase with water in it and play around with the refractions. Water bends light and shape, so you'll get some really interesting results. So I just play around. The curvature of the vase helped sort of stretch those stars out and give them that sort of warped effect, which I really enjoyed. So I was playing around with having the flower stems in and having them out and just seeing what I liked. Here's a quick video to see how the refraction works through water. It's a really fun one, you should give this one a go. Next up I grabbed this old vintage camera that I had on my bookshelf and decided to see what it would be like to shoot through it using the viewfinder as a frame for the picture on my phone. You could grab anything in your house and see what sort of photos you could get with this. For these images I actually covered the lens up with a bell that I had. It had a tiny hole in, so I just wanted to see the effect. Okay, so our last one is going to be using a glass of water. I've got this one because it's got this pattern in it, which is going to make the light and the colours refract and bend and create fun shapes and things through it. You could use just a plain glass of water as well, it'll still bend the light like you saw with the starry bag, but this one's fun. So I'm going to put that with the white background that I set up before, and then I'm just going to hold different things behind it and just see how it changes, what shapes are created, what colours come through. Just going to play around and see what happens and then take some photos and I'll show you guys. So I'm holding the camera really low down. So say this is the glass, I'm bringing my camera down this way. I'm going to tap it to focus, and this is just with a plain white background. So nothing's really being reflected much, but if I just play around with the angles and shapes, it's almost like a kaleidoscope. You can take some images. I'm just going to move it around and see what I like as a shape. If I tilt it upwards, I get more of the glass. It could be crystal or something like that. It could be a close-up of a diamond. If we go down into it, it's not very interesting, so we want that refraction. And then I'm going to try put in blue paper clips behind it and just see what happens there. So you can see you're getting kind of half and half already. That blue colour coming through. If you move around it changes. Oh, that's quite cool. We'll go with that one. So next up I'm going to use these little folded bookmarks from before. You can already see if I take it through the water this way. Make sure we don't drop our cameras. If I point my lens downwards, point my lens down like that, it's kind of a cool picture. Do you want to put my camera into the water, obviously? And then if I come this way and put the blue and yellow in, so that looks kind of cool, I think. Take some snaps. And I'm just going to move my camera around like this and see what I like. I kind of like that pink and blue popping through the bottom as well. Oh, that's nice. And you can see I can stretch it a little like that. Oh, I like that too. There you go. Do whatever you like. So that's it for the end of our abstract photography workshop. I hope you've enjoyed these videos and that you're going to be inspired to go out and take some cool pictures, experiment with your photography, different backgrounds and techniques, and trying out all the cool hacks that we've learned. And this has been really fun. So I'll see you guys another time, I guess. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.